My father secretly gave $500,000 to my golden sister for law school and told me, "You're only good enough for a diner job." When I confronted them, my sister smirked. "Just be practical." 5 years later, they're crying. I was 22, working 60-hour weeks as a shift manager at a grimy local diner, desperately trying to save up for my own business. My sister Chloe was 24 and had never worked a day in her life. She was the golden child. I was the afterthought. One afternoon, looking for a misplaced tax form in my dad's home office, I stumbled across his bank statements. There was a wire transfer, $500,000. It was earmarked for Chloe's Ivy League, law school tuition, and a luxury off-campus apartment. I felt the blood drain from my face. Just 2 weeks prior, my father had flatly refused to co-sign a $30,000 small business loan for me, claiming he was completely tapped out. I confronted them that night at the kitchen table. I wasn't screaming. I was just broken. I asked my dad how he could lie to my face and secretly hand Chloe a fortune while watching me kill myself working double shifts. My dad didn't even look up from his steak. "Because Chloe is an investment," he said, his voice dripping with casual cruelty. "You're barely scraping by flipping burgers. You're only good enough for a diner job. I'm not throwing my hard-earned retirement down the drain on a pipe dream." I looked over at Chloe, hoping to see an ounce of guilt or sympathy. Instead, she took a slow sip of her wine and smirked. "Don't take it personally, little brother," she said. "Just be practical. We can't all be executives. Someone has to pour the coffee." I didn't flip the table. I didn't yell. Something inside my chest just snapped, freezing over completely. I packed my bags that night. I walked out the front door and didn't look back. I changed my phone number, blocked them on every platform, and erased them from my life. They probably thought I'd come crawling back when reality hit me. They were dead wrong. I took every penny of my diner savings, partnered with a former boss who actually believed in my work ethic, and bought a failing restaurant. Then we bought another, then 5 more. For 5 years, I worked like a man possessed by a demon. I slept in my office. I learned commercial real estate, corporate finance, and aggressive expansion. My little diner hustle transformed into a multi-million-dollar hospitality empire. I owned premium steakhouses, boutique cafes, and prime commercial real estate across 3 states. Through the grapevine, I heard the truth about my investment of a sister. Chloe dropped out of law school after 3 semesters. The $500,000 was completely gone, wasted on designer bags, European vacations, and a tech startup she launched just to look successful on Instagram. My dad had secretly mortgaged his house to fund her lifestyle. Now the bank was calling. Yesterday, my acquisitions team informed me that a desperate local family was trying to offload their commercial property at a massive loss to avoid bankruptcy. It was my father. I arranged the negotiation, meeting at the flagship penthouse restaurant of my hospitality group. When my dad and Chloe walked into the private boardroom, they looked exhausted. The arrogance was completely gone. Their clothes looked 5 years out of date. They froze dead in their tracks when they saw me sitting at the head of the mahogany table, wearing a tailored Tom Ford suit. "What are you doing here?" my dad stammered, looking around nervously for the real CEO. "I own the company," I said, leaning back in my leather chair. I slid the foreclosure across the table. Chloe's jaw hit the floor. Tears instantly welled up in her eyes as the sheer scale of my wealth finally hit her. She took a step forward, putting on a sickeningly sweet, desperate smile. "Oh my God. Little brother," her voice trembled. "We've missed you so much. If you own this company, you can just bail us out. You can pay off the bank. We're family." I looked at her dead in the eyes and let the silence stretch until they both started squirming in their seats. "Bail you out?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "Why would I do that?" My dad's face turned bright red. "Because I'm your father. If you don't help us, we are going to lose everything." I picked up my gold pen, clicked it, and stood up. "I'm sorry," I said, looking down at them with absolute ice in my veins. "But I'm not throwing my money down the drain. You're a terrible investment." I looked at Chloe's pale, tear-streaked face. "Don't take it personally, guys. Just be practical." I walked out of the boardroom, leaving the predatory contract on the table. They can sell to me at rock bottom, or they can lose it all to the bank. I don't care either way. I've got a diner to run.